How powerful is celibacy? Now, is celibacy and abstinence as powerful as people say? Now, everybody has their needs, and sometimes you need them tended to. But in some cases, it's not worth the headache, or you simply just need to take care of yourself without distractions. While appearing on the Ambrosia for Heads podcast, Redman admitted that for 2.5 years, he fasted from having sex and smoking. He said celibacy and no smoking was the best thing he's ever done in his life. Listen.
My girl and I broke up maybe 3-4 years ago. I was going through such a shit divorce that lasted 7 years, 7 to 8 years of straight court divorce. I had so much on my plate, and I actually fasted 2 years and a half. No fucking, no smoking.
Wow.
Straight 2 years and a half. And it was the best thing I could have ever done in my life. Celibacy, 2 years and a half, no smoking, 2 years and a half. And it was the best thing and believe me, I wanted to. I was fighting it. I was fighting. I was sweating. I was in my house going crazy because I lived alone. I live alone. So I was in my house going crazy. I was constantly talking to myself, me and God, and we just back and forth. You would think that it was people living in my house, how much I was talking to myself, but I made it. And it was the best thing I could have ever did in my life. And it cleared out so much distractions. Now my reception is more clear now, and smoking to quit it is nothing for me now. Having no sex is nothing for me now because it was all feeding the flesh. And that's basically how the world is turning now. We're feeding the flesh. We're feeding what's good for us, which is not maybe good for the soul and spirit. So once I did that, long story short, I was able to control how I move, what I like, what is not good for me, my soul, my mind. So anyone that's trying to just cut out something indefinitely, try a fast first, and then maybe try it with some friends, so you can support each other along that road.
Why cut out alcohol? I've been sober almost 17 months, if not 17 months by now. So it is possible, but celibacy. Could you do 2 years?
I've done 2 years.
No, you haven't.
No,
No, you have not.
I mean, it was unintentional.
Yeah, from 2 to 3 and 4.
No, I mean, it was unintentional. I just wasn't finding anybody to connect with. But again, like if you have a vice, yeah, like if it's something that's like causing you to split your focus in a negative way to it, like smoking or sex excessively, fine, like have a fast, but 2.5 years is a long time.
I think that's okay.
2.5 years? So, but celibacy, if I'm correct, means you can't even masturbate.
I was wondering if he was including that.
I mean, it means completely no action.
I don't know.
But I feel like for
he didn't
guys,
say
that's
that.
harder than girls. I feel like for girls, I can go 10 years. What's up? Swear to God. This is weird to talk about with you guys.
Well, recently I ran into Jeremy Meeks because, we're from the same Prison Bay. He's been celibate now for 2 years, like completely celibate. And I'm not going to tell his story because I want him to come and tell it on the show because I was just like, looking like that. Damn. Must be hard.
Be like that.
And he's not releasing
Nothing.
That can't be healthy either.
Yeah, don't you have to as a guy like let your things out?
I don't know nothing about holding nothing back. So this is kind of interesting. Well, Redman isn't the only celibacy celebrity and Jeremy Meeks, but in July 2024, Maya revealed that she'd been celibate for 7 years and boasted about all the benefits, mental reset, and clarity that it gave her. In May 2024, Lenny Kravitz revealed that he'd been celibate for 9 years.
See? Yes.
Huh? Okay, you can't be celibate and be in a relationship. Absolutely
no
not.
way.
If you're celibate in a relationship, it's because one of you contracted HIV and you just want to be nice.
Or one person is a beard and you just...
Clock that.
Where's it at?
Yeah.
You come home talking about you want to be celibate? Problem. Straight out the gate. For real. Because let me say this: if you want to be celibate and you're in a relationship with somebody, do they have then the right to go and sleep with other people?
I think that's a selfish decision
I
to
agree
make if you're in a
100% with it.
relationship without consulting your partner first, because now you're depriving your partner of something that they were expecting in the relationship.
But I do think a lot of relationships are built off of sex. So if you go in like, hey, maybe our relationship is just built off of sex, so let's just not have sex for like 6 months and see if we still like each other.
When you get with a partner, is it fair to say your body's mine?
Yeah.
I mean, technically they control their body, but they should feel like they should
a
feel an
mutual exchange.
obligation.
yeah,
right.
Absolutely. Like
It's
that's
mutual.
part of the agreement. Like
Mhm.
I think the physical connection is part of the agreement, unless y'all are just asexual and don't have sex at all.
When you're in a relationship, does your partner says, I just don't want to have sex for this week? Isn't that like that's fair game to cheat?
What?
No, definitely
If your partner,
I
comes-
do that. I tell Max I don't want to fuck.
so then you let him go outside.
Fuck no.
Why?
Are you crazy?
Why?
Because what? That's just 7 days. I'm not telling him fucking
7 days. If you tell me I
What?
can't have sex for 7 days, I'm going outside.
That's correct. 7 days is nothing. That goes by like this. Look, last Friday, I don't even like that's
7 hours.
I feel like that's most marriages. They don't be having sex for like
Yeah.
8 months.
Mhm.
What?
I don't get it.
Who said that?
I talk to a lot
You're
of couples.
friends with the Riesling again.
No,
But see,
no. When I talk to couples who are married, they be like, "Oh, the sex dies down." Oh, and I'm like,
What-
"Y'all
okay,
gotta
let me
spice
ask
this
you, What's
up."
the longest you would allow your partner to say, we're not having sex? You're in a committed relationship.
Maybe a week. Maybe that's a long time. That's a long time.
4 days max.
I'll say a couple months.
See, y'all getting divorced at that point.
Okay, but there's a staff member in the building that's in a relationship, and he said with his girlfriend, he wants to have sex 3 times a day. That's to me OD. That's too much.
There's a coworker where?
No, there's a worker at the building who says that.
Why are you guys so involved with these workers? First of all, they're all watching the show because they're all fucking nosy.
He won't
Especially the
mind.
horrible valet person down there.
God.
His black ass. If he don't keep it, listen.
I love the staff
If
here.
you ever make it to the Jason Lee studio, please park around the corner. Your car might get robbed, but at least everything in it will still potentially be there when
No,
you go
it
back.
won't.
God.
We all had stuff go missing. The valet.
That was
That's
what I
what he
was
said. Park
saying.
around
Oh.
the corner.
Yeah, pay attention.
Oh,
See, if you weren't
he
celibate,
said,
you
"Michael,
would've
you
fucking
know."
known.
This is so weird
Oh
to talk about.
Well, reacting to the admission, rapper Ice-T, he's with Coco with the big milk jugs.
Not Coco with the big milk jugs.
Rapper Ice-T said he was on some weirdo shit. And 50 Cent has also admitted to practicing abstinence to keep calm and focused on his businesses. And Omarion has been someone to practice celibacy too. And even Nick Cannon, which had to be a long time ago because he's had 12 children since. In February 2022, to be exact, Nick claimed that he started a celibacy journey after conceiving his 8th child. He claimed he was out of control. The journey was short-lived because after that, he went on to have 5 more kids, a total of 13.
Oh God.
I don't know that.
Mm-mm.
I think people need to start having conversations with their partner. I think if you are in a relationship with somebody you really love and they decide that they want to be celibate, that should give you the automatic pass to go outside. Absolutely. And you know what?
But you
sit
would need
at home.
permission.
You sit at home.
You know
You
what?
eat your dinner, and you wait for me to come home after I do what I need to do. No,
No, because what if they say no? Unless you have that agreement.
but
If
that's
you have an open relationship.
Yeah, if you have an open
you
relationship.
don't know.
But then at that
Open-
point,
no. Open is when
what if it's a
I'm
dry
giving
spell?
myself to you. You're giving yourself to me. We love each other. Everything's great. You change up the rules, and then I'm still fucking.
I don't know. I mean, if you say after a week, then
A
you get a
week
pass.
is
But I
crazy.
mean, like I wrote about it in my book. Well, I don't know if I put it in my book. Maybe I did, but like that one relationship I was in, that was when I had a sex addiction. Which, by the way, for those of you that don't know, sex addiction is a real thing.
Mhm.
I've experienced it one time to the extent that we had to have sex every single day. And it was like 4 times a day for a year. For our first year. It was like, we were like almost dying, right? But we were young. We were like in our I was in my early 30s.
Just dehydrated.
Oh, you drink lots of water. take a nap when you can. But it's one of those
Oh
things
my
where like
God.
I grew out of that. But if I was with somebody now, after 4 days, we're still not intimate, I'm gonna be like, what's the problem?
I agree.
Now the 5th day, you still saying no? It would
That
literally
is
change
not-
how I feel about
But
you.
once you're with somebody for years, like
I will
what?
hate you.
No.
Yeah, after 5 days, I'm gonna be like, what's the problem? Oh, nothing's a problem. I'm just not feeling it. Okay, well, I'm gonna be back. I'm gonna go to the store.
That means you're not interested anymore. So I might find somebody who's interested in. Like if
See,
you
but-
don't want to be intimate with me and we're in a relationship, it's a problem is brewing.
And you can't have your cake and eat it too. I'll say, okay, you know what? Cool. How about this? You don't like to have sex a lot. I do. How about we have sex 3 days a week, and then the rest of the time I'm free to do what I want. You got to pick and choose, because I really feel like it's your partner's job to make sure you're pleased, and your job is to make
Yeah.
sure they're pleased.
I agree with that.
So once you change the rules, it's like good. Every man for himself.
Listen, but a week is crazy because with a girl, there a menstrual cycle lasts days. So I'm not trying to do
Some
anything
men love pennies.
to run the red light.
That's what people.
I'm not letting nobody run a red light on
Some
me.
men love a nice smell of a penny.
Copper pennies or not.
Isn't that why they make red towels?
You know what?
I had a friend in high school who said that. I
What?
swear to you, she was. We were so
It was
young.
a she, too.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, I just put down a red towel." We were like, "Oh my god,
Put down a red towel so you don't know.
no!" So that she ain't gonna put a white towel down.
Just go in the shower at that point.
I don't know her.
Why does that button sound like Sean? Well, either way, I want to know what you guys think. Celibacy, is that a good thing, bad thing? And then when can you, go hook up with somebody else if they're tripping?